What's up, guys? It's your girl T. Welcome back to T's Exclusives. Now, today is not gonna be a normal video. It's gonna be a rant. Now, to people that subscribe to me, they know how I get down and dirty in my motherfucking rants, okay? The topic that I'm gonna be discussing today is society and expectation. Now, what do you guys think when you hear those two words, society and expectation? Immediately, you tend to grasp towards, body shaming and, prejudice and like stereotypes. That's immediately what you glance towards, which isn't a bad thing because that's how society has been. Now, when it comes to society and expectation, it's a lot of mixed feelings because you really hate it, and you really hate how society is and how society chooses to showcase certain things. Like, for example, when you're on a website and you want to do some online shopping or whatever the case is, you go, like, for me, for instance, Fashion Nova, baby. What do you see? You see a slim girl, tiny waist, big ass, big chest, A1 type of doll looking face. So you're just like, okay. But then now they have plus size. So you see a girl that's thick. You don't see a girl that has like, a big belly hanging over her friggin' hoo-ha and whatever. You see a thick girl that still looks A1. You know what I mean? So even though society portrays skinny and slim, when it comes to plus size, they still portray a certain thing. They still portray a girl can't be big or too overly big. She has to be just the right amount of big if she is quote unquote fat. She has to be thick. She can't be fat. You know what I'm saying? So like when you see a thick girl on Instagram, it's just like, damn, representing plus size, But are you really representing plus size? I mean, you're big, yes. You don't fit into a size 7 or a size 6, but you're still not. There's still other people that are actually the definition of plus size. Like, they need they need more, So, like, I feel like it goes both ways, and I feel like no one really sees it that way, and I tend to see it that way. So, like, my sister, for instance, she's not skinny like me. She doesn't like fit into a fucking small. She doesn't fit into like, a size 5 or a 00. She is, bigger. But yeah, when she shops on Fashion Nova, she sees, other girls that look, like in the plus size section, she sees girls modeling and she's just like, yeah, see, I can never wear that. I'm just like, but you can. It's in your size. And then she's like, no, Tina, like, you don't understand. Like, I don't look like that. And then I kind of started to notice, okay, I'm starting to see it. Like, these girls are thick. They're thick in the right places. They have more meat, but they're not plus size. Now, I hope that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, society and their expectations goes a very long way. And when you see all these stuff on, when you're shopping online, or when you're on Instagram, when you're on Snap, when you follow certain people, like, yo, don't get me wrong, like, no cap, but Saweetie can catch it. She fine. She fine. But how she's portrayed is like, you think like like, and then when you look at, here's another example, Disney movies. Disney mother effing movies. What does Disney movies portray? They're very prejudiced, racial, stereotyped. Like, if you've ever watched, what's that? What's that movie? What's that movie? It's not Pinocchio. It's not Pinocchio, but it has something to do with First Nations. I completely forgot what it was. Pocahontas. That shit is stereotypical as fuck, okay? Like, I had a class, like, in college, I had a class called media. and you described all different types of media and how media portrays certain things, like in magazines, videos, advertisements, this and that, and how it can be very like judgmental, but no one sees it because we're so used to seeing a certain thing that, you know, society gives to us, that we just think that it's normal and it's okay. And then when she started going into depth about it, like, I really took a stand back and I was just like, damn. Like, there was this I'm pretty sure a majority of you guys have seen, but I think it's for the new PS4 console, where they have literally a white girl all in all full white, even like she looks albino with the white hair, full white outfit, and then as opposed to someone that's like, you know, and I was just like, are you guys kidding me? And they had that on billboards. And I was just like, what in your right mind thought that was okay? And society thought it was okay, but until some people started reposting it, and that one person that took the stand started like getting people to repost it and like show that it's not okay, they finally took it down and they like redid the whole thing. I was just like, bruh. Like, even she showed us this one advertisement, I think it was for a clothing line for little kids, I think it was Gap, and they had like one black girl, and they had like a tall white little white girl and like a short girl in the middle, and like I never really saw anything about it, but I was just like, that one black girl, and then they have the overpowering like, you know, tall white girl. Like, you kind of like, when you look at it in those different type of perspectives and lights, you kind of just like, okay, wow, like, damn, like, this is how you guys really set up your shit, like, what? But society and the expectations, ridiculous, like, ridiculous. You look at, like, back in the day, a popular doll was a Bratz doll. How did she look? Thick lips, you know, chinky eyes, the long eyelashes, you know, skinny waist, and, you know, very revealing clothes, like the crop tops and everything, the big hair. Like, it was like all of that, makeup, everything. Everyone wanted to look like a Bratz doll. Now, this day and age, when it comes to makeup, people are doing their makeup like Bratz dolls. Okay? So it's just like when it comes to, it doesn't matter race, but even when it comes to race, like, if you're Caucasian, you have to look a certain way. If you're black, you have to look a certain way. Like, some people, I've talked to some people, and they've said, like, oh, you're black? You're kind of pretty for a black girl. And it's just like, what is that supposed to mean? And then when they show me pictures of typical black girls, it's like the really, really dark chocolate with, like, glowing skin that you see on Insta and nice-ass makeup, and you're just like, are you kidding me? So this is what you expect. But then you can't even get mad, but you can't get mad at the person, but you have to kind of just get mad at society in general, because this is what they showcase on social media. This is what they show to people. This is what they basically tell people, like, yo, you have to look like this in order for someone to, like, you know, want to date you or want to, like, you know, even show interest in you. So then when people come to you or come to me or whatever the case is and portray this idea on you and force this idea on you, it's kind of just like you're taken aback and you're kind of just like, hey, well, you. But yeah, it's really up situation. Like, society has like these norms and these regulations that is so instilled into people's minds because it's just been that way. And even though you say, yeah, it's fucked up, it's kind of just like, but what are we gonna do? Like, yeah, you can be that one person that doesn't follow it, but at the end of the day, it's still gonna be around. Unless, you know, one day we wake up and boom, everyone has a change of heart and we all just start, like, you know, joining hands, and no one's racist, no one's stereotypical, everyone's this, everyone's that. Like, it's kind of hard for that to even happen. If it were to happen, it would be God sent. But yeah, a lot of people just instill, like, how can I say, like, when we follow these famous people and they're wearing like all these clothes and they're advertising for certain brands, and you tend to, okay, if it looks good on so and so, then boom, it's gonna look good on me. You buy it and you're just like, waste of my motherfucking money. Like, what did I do? And don't get me wrong, quarantine has me shopping, bro. Like, shopping. But, like, half the shit that I bought, I put it on and I'm just like, how come this bitch wore it in the motherfucking picture and she looks A1 and I'm here looking like a A2? What is going on? And you think that about yourself because that's what the norm is. That's what society does. Like, it makes you think, no, I have to, start eating a little more to get chunkier. I have to start doing a little this. Like, it's a lot. And my personal reasoning for that is growing up, I was a very, very thick child. Oh. So when I say thick, like, I literally look like I can be a model for Gerber Baby. No cap. Okay? But as I got older and, puberty hit and whatever, and those times of months came, I was diagnosed with anemia, which is like low iron and whatever. So when that time of the month came and I lost, a lot of blood or whatever, I'd be very, fatigued, and like my appetite dropped. Like, I wouldn't eat normally what I would, you know what I mean? So I lost weight and I was thick, like big ass thighs, big ass arms, big ass chest. I had a little something in the dunk. I lost weight and like everyone was just like, oh, you're anorexic or you're bulimic, and I was just like, do you guys know the definition of bulimic? Do you know the definition of anorexic? But yeah, it's very weird, and it's very like, because everyone always asked me that question and I always was just like, do you even know the definition of it? But that's what society portrays. Like, oh, if a person doesn't eat how they normally do, then you're automatically anorexic or you're automatically bulimic. And it's just like, if I was bulimic, I would be chewing my food and throwing it back up. If I was anorexic, I would be starving myself to look like somebody else. And I don't, because I'm perfectly fine with how I look. I was perfectly fine with how I looked when I was thick, and I was perfectly fine with how I look now that I'm skinny. Yeah, I might not be a size 13 anymore and I automatically drop down to a size 6, a size 7, but I'm fine. Like, I feel fine, and that's what I feel like my family chooses not to understand when I say I'm fine, because they think, oh, you're gonna drop down and you're gonna dead. And I'm just like, bruh. But, that's what society is. That's just the norm. Like, you have to be thick. You have to have a little something in order for people to, even look your way. And I feel like that's very bad, because even though I'm the type of bitch where I don't give a fuck and I don't care, because at the end of the day, someone's going to love me for me. And I've had family members look at me and be like, oh, you're so skinny, how do you expect your husband or your future husband to even like you? Like, he's gonna want someone that's not as skinny as you. And I'm just like, hey, I don't care. You don't like me because of my body? My body isn't what's gonna get you to places. It's my mind and how I'm gonna help you grow is what is gonna, help you, elevate in your life, help you get that shamane. You know what I'm saying? Not what I have underneath my clothes, not what I can do for you in bed. That's not gonna work. So I feel like even when they say that, it's just like, who can you really be mad at? Society, because that's what society has portrayed. You have to have a little something in order for someone to give a fuck about you. And brains don't matter no more. It's like you have to have a little something in order for someone to even want to, date you, which is very fucked up. But, that's how it's portrayed. Every guy wants a girl that's either athletic or can at least do something, or, has a big chest, or like, has a flat stomach and a small waist. And it sucks, because sometimes when you're put in those situations and you come across those people in those relationships, you kind of start second guessing yourself, and you start like, I do need to gain weight, or I need to start, taking certain pills in order to eat. And then it kind of becomes a cycle. Or like when you come across a person that's too thick, it's just like, nah, your ass is too fat for me. And it's just like, or your chest is too fat for me. It's just like, bruh. Like, so it's like sometimes I feel like that's where people tear themselves down, because you can come across a lot of people that don't like thick girls, you can come across a lot of people that don't like skinny girls, so you're kind of just like, so where do I fit? And that's when you start second guessing yourself, and you start like coming up with different scenarios as to like, okay, so then what's wrong with me? But I feel like if you are comfortable in your own skin, no matter what, never ever second guess yourself. Like, maybe you might second guess a color, like, frig, Christina wearing pink? When is that ever gonna happen? Pink? Not my color. Everyone knows that. But you know, this king want what else, something, something. And as my shirt says, A, B, C, D, E, F, fuck off. Okay? That's what it says. Casanova. That's where I got it from. But yeah, if you're comfortable in your own skin and you don't give a fuck what the next person says or what the other person says, you will be fine. But yeah, that concludes today's video, guys. Drop in the comments what you'd like me to talk about next or react to next, or any other video you would like to see, and I will be happy to drop it for you. Bye.